On April 8, 2024, a total solar eclipse will cross North America, passing over Mexico, United States, and Canada. A total solar eclipse happens when the moon passes between the sun and Earth, completely blocking the face of the sun. The sky will darken as if it were dawn or dusk. Have you ever wondered or even thought about what happens on the moon when an eclipse occurs? This eye-opening revelation that you will view will guide our evolving understanding of the solar system. It will surely move us one step further to answering lifelong questions every human has about the cosmos and our existence and many other relevant things. Viewers of the solar eclipse either directly or electronically. They experience the moon passing in front of the sun, blocking part or all of our closest star's bright face. This eclipse, in 2024, could be even more exciting due to differences in the path, the timing, and the scientific research. In this presentation you will see first-hand activities occurring on the moon that would allude to a bigger presence than we could have ever imagined, such as it is occupied, and there is a fully functional infrastructure covering the entire star. In this amazing, undescribable view, a bubble appears to be attached to the moon's circular outline. Yes, that is correct, a protruding bubble is attached to the moon. Keep watching to see what happens next. My hands were a bit unsteady. As I was recording this event, my heart was racing a mile a minute because of the image that was visible and viewable. My hands were shaking, and I was doing my best to capture the event. As you take in the magnificent view of the bubble attached to the moon, take a look around at the surrounding environment. This is what we have been calling the black space around the moon, and every planet and star that is in our cosmos. The sounds that you hear are from UFO entities. These miniature spacecraft have been following my every movement for the last 2.5 years. You can only detect this sound by lowering the speed of your video when reviewing it. I have captured many amazing activities occurring on the moon that I will share with the world population. So, go ahead and subscribe to my page and be one of the first to receive updates. The environment surrounding the moon is known as plasma. The lunar exosphere is an important example of dusty plasma system in nature. The moon is immersed in the solar wind plasma, where ions and electrons have a variable speed. Due to the faster speed of the thermal electrons, the lunar surface would collect electrons and negative charge in the absence of other currents. Now, let's put that into perspective based on what you have viewed. I think that our gradual realization and understanding of the moon will take us to another level of consciousness. And oh, what about the theory that the moon controls the tides of the oceans on the planet? Based on my observations, the moon is not just spinning in black space, detached from anything or everything. It is attached. In this view, a news presenter, Hallie Jackson, was captured on April 2, 2024. If you have been viewing my videos, you recognize the infrastructure that has engulfed the entire surroundings. For those who are viewing for the first time, planet Earth is engulfed into an interdimensional environment, and this is what it looks like. So, take the time to review my latest documentary titled UFOs Are Here. This documented observation is intended to provide a clear understanding of what you are viewing here and future releases, and the review would enhance your knowledge about this true reality. The objects and shapes of the thing displayed in the surrounding infrastructure here is different from the infrastructure surrounding the moon, and is different from the horizon line infrastructure observed. You know, there is a saying that there is a third heaven. Is this the third heaven up here? Here, you can clearly see the outline of the moon, which appears to have a glistening containment ring surrounding it. And, here also, in this view, look at the environment that is surrounding the moon. Amazing! Subscribe. Follow my first-hand observation of these magnificent revelations. Amazing! Here is where you will start to see a little bit of what is inside the bubble. Everyone acknowledges that the moon is covered with a luminous surface. It is understood that our moon doesn't shine, it reflects sunlight. Just as it does in the daytime on Earth, sunlight illuminates the moon's surface too. That is, the moon has a day side and also a night side. If you have viewed any of my recent videos, you are well aware that I want to hand this project over to millennials and Gen Z, and I did not bite my tongue. There are many intelligent, intellectual, studious, talented, and all the rest of the creative ideal conscious young folk out there, who should take the lead in this endeavor. Provide the true facts to the population and show the planet population how your generation will and can guide us peacefully to the next stages of whatever there is to come. Young folks, you are our future in this reality. I will provide an email address at the end of this presentation for contact. During my 2.5-year observation of UFO sightings on the planet as well as the moon and the sun, I have come to a conclusion that the entire solar system environment looks like the images that you are viewing now. The U.S. House Committee on Oversight and Accountability heard explosive testimony, not only about the mysterious craft that was beyond any known technological capabilities, but also eyewitness accounts by former U.S. military personnel who said they've seen non-human entities doing very disturbing harm to humans. The hearing, entitled Unidentified Anomalous Phenomena, Implications on National Security, Public Safety, and Government Transparency, heard from Ryan Graves, Executive Director of Americans for Safe Aerospace, Commander David Fravor, RET, former Commanding Officer United States Navy, and David Grush, former National Reconnaissance Officer Representative, Unidentified Anomalous Phenomena Task Force, Department of Defense. Grush testified that both he and his wife witnessed non-human entities doing harm to humans that he described as very disturbing. Graves testified that he had a pilot tell him he almost hit a UAP during takeoff. One of these objects was completely stationary. It was right where all the jets were going on the eastern seaboard. The two aircraft flew within 50 feet of the object. Upon talking to the pilot after he landed, Graves said he found him with his mouth open and that the pilot told him that he almost hit one of those darn things. Graves said the pilot described the object as a dark cube inside of a clear sphere. Somehow, I have been able to capture all of these events, even an event that showed a detailed examination of a pregnant lady. It appeared that fluids were extracted from her lower stomach area and her elbow. Review my latest documentary for full details of the magnificent event. Get ready for the totality event. Be amazed at what happens next as the moon takes on its circular shape again. If you think those pilots were aghast to see those UFO spacecrafts, I was, as Prince Harry said when Prince Archie was born, I am over the moon amazed. 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 During my observation, I have realized that there is a lot that we do not know, and a lot that we would never ever have contemplated. Keep watching, this bubble does something alien as it dissipates, and the complete circle returns, glowing stronger. But But then something else occurs as more flashes of infrastructure come into view. My final summation is that this star is occupied, yes occupied. You will see what is under the luminous covering of the moon. I did not recognize any of the structures, but there is a fully operational infrastructure in place. And you can spot a section of the luminous covering that did not retract. Yes, I saw this thing retract in sections, open like an elevator door opening. Absolutely amazing. Did you catch that? What do you think? Leave a comment. Now, don't go anywhere, watch what happens next. As the rim of the container surrounding the moon glows brighter, images start to appear. Yes, the images appear to be some sort of infrastructure. If the moving video is not clear enough, I captured a snapshot of the fantastic view. So now, take in these views of the moon interacting with something unknown. Here is what the moon means to humanity. Of all of our heavenly planets, none of them hold quite the fascination for us tiny earthlings as the sexy, silvery satellite that slides each night across our star-filled skies. Whether appearing as a shy little sliver or a great, glowing globe in all its glorious phases, it has long been used as imagery in everything from love songs to romantic movies. Many artists have created worthy compositions relating to the moon. Have you heard of, "Yours is the light by which my spirit's born," or "You are my sun, my moon, and all my stars"? The moon is a calming inspiration for me. What does it mean to you? Keep watching. Coming into view, you will see a fully functional infrastructure of alien creations. As you view the moon, focus your attention also to the moving surface that we call noise passing the moon. I call this activity surface sheets, providing support. These sheets resemble a humongous unfinished puzzle where pieces are missing here and there. As this structure passed by the moon, it is connecting and then it performs autonomous or self-directed activities. Now, take a closer look at this activity. The visual configuration setup changes instantly. All of the glowing that you saw around the edge of the moon was the flash of infrastructure changes as it connected to the moon. Take a look. Remember when the moon rang like a bell comment was made? I perceived the report describing this event to be what happened when they dropped an object onto the surface. Scientists refer to this as the duration of shallow moonquakes, as sensed by the seismometers that the astronauts placed on the moon. Those moonquakes were measured to each have durations of more than 10 minutes. This contrasts to similar quakes on Earth that last less than a minute. Now, apply that knowledge to what you have observed in these views about the moon. Get ready to be amazed when you see the image that I rendered from this activity. Were you consciously aware that objects were moving on the pictures presented? Yes, moving objects on a picture. If you missed that, take a look at what's next. The activities that you will view in this picture is the flow of materials, and what the materials look like, and the spinning and turning of the many cylindrical tubular objects. Also, notice that a section of the luminous moon cover did not retract. Looking closer, there is a small number of the same color blocks remaining moonshield up. Now, let's take a look around. During my opening remarks, I asked the question, have you ever wondered or even thought about what happens on the moon when an eclipse occurs? Now that you have seen this amazing footage, what are your thoughts? Leave a comment. This magnificent view of the moon that I captured casting its rays into the night sky was a spectacular sighting for me. In this view, it clearly shows that the moon is attached to surface slats, the green area label. The surface slats here are different from the ones observed around the orbs in our living environment. They appear to have a fuzzy topping, but they still resemble slats. The objects attached to the slats supporting our environment level are very different from the ones here supporting the moon. Here, you are viewing the same picture with more details exposed. Have you ever wondered about what could be the stuff that made the rays, or even what made the rays sort of glow? To my surprise and yours too, it is machinery, yes, machinery. As you viewed earlier, the infrastructure around the moon changes rapidly. So, you will not see the same image over and over. Some of the areas do linger for a short time and then move on. And here, one more amazing view which shows even more details of the moon insides and its surroundings. So, what are your thoughts on this? Leave a comment. We are at the end of this presentation. Here are some highlights from the next presentations. Thank you to my 28 subscribers. Others, your support would be greatly appreciated.